guess it's that time in the evening, just mucking around, having a beer and playing with this thing. So this is the inside of the Singer. Not bad. I mean, there's a radio. It's pretty flash. It's got a heater. Upholstery's alright, you know, it's a bit play worn, but like, you know, check out those sun visors though. They're pretty neat. I've always liked those, you know, see-through sun visors. Yeah, it's got speakers there. Yeah. So anyway, suicide rear doors. Excuse the garbage, but so today I didn't really get a lot done. I was busy with other things, but gave it a bit of a clean down. It doesn't look it because it's just so grotty. But took the gasket off, and that did get it clean. So it's pretty pitted. It's not the first time it's been off and hammered back on there and covered in gunk and rubbish, but like it's okay. I mean, I gave it a quick Scotch Brite and a rub down with some 1000 grit just to take all the staining off to have a look. And the bits that need to be raised and flat are alright, and it's not blowing between cylinders or got any signs of leaking. And like I said, these clamp down pretty hard, so spray that with copper coat and be alright. So that'll do the thing. So on to the next bit. Excuse the state of everything, but the cylinder head had a bit of a play around. This is the valve that was stuck. So earlier today I went and just quickly refaced a couple of the exhaust valves and got these gorgeous old valve cutters, but they're pretty redundant nowadays, you know, with everything being hardened, seats and what have you. But it's nice to dig them out, and actually these are cool because they've got the, you know, different valve stem sizes and dies. Another set there, a bit more archaic, doesn't quite centre right, but yeah, this one's pretty good. So I popped all the valves out. Haven't done the central, have I? Yeah, haven't done the last two inlet valves yet, but pulled these out. That one's okay. The one thing I didn't do is I should have ground this one, otherwise I would carry on tonight. Because as you can see, there's a rust pit there. Not the end of the world. That bit though. These have already been lapped, you know, I've already given it a bit of a spin. So that really needed to be cut because, you know, the seat, you know, they're not terrible. Point is, at least they slide up and down now. That one was actually stuck as well. It was closed when I took the head off, but as soon as it got to about here, it would stick. And, you know, obviously it doesn't go that far. It needs to go about, you know, that much. But you would get to there and you know, the spring was probably pulling it down, but it wasn't really. It was probably going to fight it at high revs. This valve, that's pretty sketchy. Again, pull it out. It's hard with one hand. The edge that's just marks from my fingers there, but you know, like it seals. You can just file those sharp edges off and whatever, but they just get brittle and start to break away. And you know, like, we know this isn't going to be a perfect runner. It's not going to go on massive road trips or off to shows or anything flash. It's just going to, for argument's sake, get it running. See how it goes. Here's the one I've refaced earlier. You know, pitted. They were all pretty shot. Like the compressions when I did do them for the central cylinders were pretty average. This one obviously was 0. That one wasn't too bad, but it was terribly pitted exhaust valve. They can't have been sealing. Like, they must have been stuck for some time and giving grief. And what I got one stud out of there. Still just grind some of this gunk off. Got that one to get out, and down there, you can't see it, but got some new heater hoses today. Just 1/2 inch heater hose, a few meters off the roll. Didn't have any here. Got some fuel lines, got some plugs, some decent ones. I got some old school AC plugs out of a box that I had new on stock. And yeah, when I get a bit, you know, a bit more motivated tomorrow, maybe, kind of losing steam tonight, I'll finish that up. Obviously, you know, I'll probably carry on tonight a bit more if didn't have to really take this valve and I got to walk next door and climb under a fence and go into a different workshop to use the valve grinding machine. Only reason is the automatic gate's not working with lockdown and all these other things going on, but that's the, yeah, a bit disappointing. So I thought I'd talk about the Riley for a minute. People keep asking me about it, and you know, I did say I'd start on this because I wanted to get this running. You know, this is one of the things I've got to do. It's been biffed here. See, that's on the wrong angle versus that one. That won't be hard to do. You know, it's not too difficult. It's just been backed into something. A couple of dings in the doors. I did have a quick look at that one. I put a plunger on it. You know, one of the dent puller ones, not a toilet plunger. Really needs to get the door cards off and dolly behind and a bit of a smack with a rubber mallet or similar, just to get that crease out. The paint's, it looks like it would polish up, but it's really thin, and there's all sorts of sort of brake fluid stains on it. But look at the chrome on it, man. It's chrome and the stainless on this is perfect. It's just number plate surround needs to be straightened out, but everything else, like, you know, down to badges and everything else, is pretty mint. I have got an excuse as to why I've done nothing with it, apart from move it over here, is I did get keen and order a handbrake cable. I think I've got one here, but it might be MGB. I ordered a handbrake cable, clutch, master cylinder. I've already got a master cylinder for the brakes here. I ordered rear wheel cylinders, front wheel cylinders. You know, they're cheap enough. I mean, I like getting them reconditioned. They're better than those ones, but I just started having a bit of a play. There's I've been feeding the leather. If you look at the driver's seat, it's coming back. It's much softer compared to, say, like, it's hard to show a video, but that moves, and this is wooden because that's had about 2 or 3 applications of leather conditioner. This has only had maybe 1, if not 2, because when it was used to be parked, I couldn't actually reach across and apply it properly. So you see how it's all crinkled through here? Yeah, this is just where it's shrunk, because this is vinyl, leather on top. Whereas this side, I mean, the other side looks a lot better, but it's coming back. It's coming back. The back seat's looking alright. But this car, though, look at the headlining and the woodwork. You know, the speed off the road is 82, and pretty low mileage. All the paperwork, receipts, handbooks, accessory catalogue. Man, it's got everything. So the exhaust is gone, though. I've got bits of it. I think whoever tied it onto a truck at one point in its life when it got shipped up from Nelson to Hamilton obviously didn't know what they're doing. They tied it on with the exhaust because it was just fractured and broken in places where you couldn't do that on the road, you know. You couldn't have done that just farting around, but if I just pop the bonnet, almost miles under there in the ox carts. But I managed, thanks to really good old boy Don, who came in the other day, before lockdown, obviously. I have the carbs now, so this thing had no carburetors. I had some B-series ones that I was going to modify some manifolds and put together and stuff, you know, but this is the 1622, the correct ones, you know, brass topped, the central float chambers. That's the original air filter that I had that, but the air horn I didn't have. There's a couple of bits of linkages missing and some springs, etc., but, you know, like, I've got all these bits from other twin carb setups that I'll be able to adapt or fiddle with. You know, I might get lucky and find someone that's got a box full of bits, but it's mostly there. Those carburetors are workable. I've got to change over some jets and things like that, but yeah, it's pretty decent. Pretty stoked with that. I mean, he, you know, he's got an eye for detail. He knows his stuff, and he went through the parts catalogue and looked at everything and the jet sizes and the, you know, the model numbers for the carburetors and stuff. Did all his homework for me. I was like, yeah, I've got a set for they actually are in the book for a Riley 472, not just a MG Magnet or Wolseley 1660 or whatever, because of course 1660, I'm pretty sure they don't have a single carb, but, you know, Magnet would be the same in theory. But so there's another set I had. These are much more Well, I can't remember the code for those. I think they're 8. Oh, I can't remember now. I'm getting tired. Probably hear it on my voice. Pretty shattered today. Someone has busted this off, but you know, I've seen a lot worse. Usually all soggy like wheat bix and wrecked. Gonna get this back panel off and get to the fuel pump. Put new points and a diaphragm in that. Tank's drained and clean. Perfect. I don't know why someone's pulled that off. Maybe it's had some panel work. It's had some biffing going on this side. It's not. I mean, that gap. That's pretty wavy. I'll probably want to tend to that because the plan is to two-tone it. Probably do like an almond kind of colour down, and then this colour again up top, or a darker brown down, because that was the original colour there. In fact, if you look at that, look how rubbish that is. It's had a smack in this back corner. So to get down here, it gets all right. It's here. It got. So even that doesn't shut the picture. It's been hit here. Anyway, I can't complain. It's a $200 car with Reg on hold, and I mean, where's the rust? Look at it, dead straight. You know, you see it on cross plies still, and even look at those hubcaps and wheel trims. I mean, there's $200 right there. Pretty decent. I've never drew one of these on cross plies. I imagine I'll probably come across my first wet roundabout and want radials on it, but I don't know, I've had Morris Minors with cross plies and all the older stuff like the Austin and that, the Austin 8's running cross plies and the old Singer Junior, but yeah, anyway, just talking nonsense now. Yeah, Morris van just needs a weld to this suspension mounting point at the front because it's got a slight crack in it, which we noticed on the warrant, but you know, running and driving, but I haven't been using anything but the other 101, not this one belonging to my mate, the the General outside. So yeah, this one's just getting some wiring done. Had issues, the lights would go out at night, and underneath the dash all the wiring got hot and had aftermarket gauges, so obviously the solution was to put more aftermarket gauges in, which I'm thrilled about, because it means massive connectors and crimp connectors and crap wiring and things I really don't like doing, but it's a customer's car. He bought these things, you know. They're typical eBay cheap. Yeah, I mean, temperature gauge never worked in this car. Having a voltmeter might be handy. Oil pressure gauge, yeah, I fitted the correct sender to it, so you know, I mean, looks pretty decent, but you know, the cost of that and then the labour involved in me making a decent harness that won't go up in smoke and fixing all the crap and putting it all together, is it worth it? Probably not. Probably done the whiny diff that it's got for less money, and you know, sorted out the fact it's got like absolutely no power. These weren't bad, they should have. But anyway, tomorrow, without fail, I'm going to spray this, throw it back in here, put a head on it, figure out the timing marks, because I've got no handbook for this. Tonight I will see if I can find some information, and you know, at least some torque settings, because you know, I don't want to just guess my way. If I have to put you know 80 foot-pounds on the head bolts, I will, but iron tight. Bought a bottle of that today because I got some stuff as essential service. Had to do a job for someone, so I'll fill the block with it before I put it together, and I will just keep the heater out of the loop, and maybe even the radiator. I might just loop the plumbing in circle, with that out, and get it really hot with that in there. Not boiling hot, but just up to temperature. Let it sit. Do it again, do it again, do it again. And it should act like hemoglobin. It should just cause a big scab from the inside. And we'll be away laughing. And I'll do a video of it. We'll go for a drive around the yard, or maybe even around the block if I can find the dealer plate. But be all good. For now, make it something, because I don't want to just have to set this thing there that I've got to push or tow out of here, or whatever. If it's back together and running, brakes are going, cool. And even if it rattles and rocks around, you know, I've got another car that works. Because I've got to get into doing some actual cars as we come out of lockdown, because I've sold a car today, but that's usually a good thing to do, you know, sell a car, great. But I stupidly agreed, you know, I mean, probably not a bad idea to get some work this time of year, but I said to the guy, asked me, oh, well, you know, if I buy this car, will you get it up to scratch? Will you fix the smoking engine? Will you do this? Yeah, sure, yeah, cool, you know. Forgetting the fact, of course, that I've got that to finish. The Rover's motor's due back from the reconditioners. Combi still doesn't have anything going. Larder parts are here. What else have I got to finish in a hurry? That Land Rover in the back corner is one of the main ones. There's a few more cars out in the yard, which Porsche, it does run, just needs some final finishing. I'll be waiting to get that hoist operational, because, you know, I've only just started moving that workshop around since these new benches came and everything else. It's just hard by myself, you know, in lockdown, to get any heavy stuff done. So, you know, you don't want to end up breaking your foot, or, you know, squashing your dog trying to drag stuff around. Hence the tools on the floor. I just moved a couple of tool chests, and they could lift them by myself, but not with tools in them. So, yeah, that's something I should do tomorrow. I'll feel great when I've finished it. So, you know, I'll try and amp myself up for it. Make a coffee, get up early, and just get that attended to. And then tomorrow, if it looks non-shabby, I'll make another video, and, you know, someone can say, good work, James, you actually did something decent with your day. You know, that'd be cool. All right, peace out.